What's good, YouTube? It's your girl, Miss Golden 83, and I am here to do a heart's desire reading for the sign of Gemini. Okay, Gemini, you guys are last but not least this week on the zodiac lineup. Hopefully, you guys are doing well. Remember, you guys, these are general messages, not personal, so take what resonates and pass the rest to the next. Okay. So let's go ahead and get into your reading, Gemini. You guys already know how this goes. We go one from the top for your present, one from the bottom for your past energy, okay? And then one energetically from the middle. Okay. And then we'll look at the bottom of the deck for the overall outcome, okay? So let's see what's in your energy right now, Geminis. We have the Strength card, okay, to start off. I believe Taurus got this in the same spot. It might have been either Taurus or Capricorn. Then we have Two of Cups, okay, for your past. And then Knight of Wands, Gemini, okay. So a little bit of player energy here, okay, passionate player energy, or someone very passionate or determined to get your attention, okay, with this Two of Cups being here. I'm looking at this spread now and just looking at strength in this Knight of Wands on one side, okay, of each other, of this Two of Cups, okay. So let's go ahead and kind of get into your reading. So like I said, either between Taurus or Capricorn, I'm trying to remember from last night, from the reads of who got this card. It was between one of them, okay? But you're having to have, or presently, your energy is in this Strength card, Leo energy. Now, of course, Leos normally have the Lion. However, with this Mystic Mondays deck, they chose a tiger, okay? I love tigers. I have an affinity for them, okay? I think they're very cute. But like I said in the previous reading, it's about, with this being a white tiger, it's about some form of purity and honesty within you, okay? And you have to have some strength, or utilizing a lot of internal strength right now, okay? Probably internal or mental strength, okay, for you guys, Gemini. Next, for your past energy is this Two of Cups, okay? As you can see, these two have some kind of a bond. As you see, kind of the like buns or balls between them, okay, connecting them, and their arms intertwined, okay, as they drink from two cups, okay. So in the past, it could have been some form of a connection, okay, with someone, all right, where you were very close, sharing things, kind of day and night, opposites attract type vibe, okay. Then we have the Knight of Wands, okay, for the future placement, okay. Someone, like I said, could be player energy, Gemini, that you're dealing with, as this person is kind of like in a dapper pose, and you know, if you want to let your mind go sideways, you see what he's doing with that wand, all right. So very playeristic, okay. So be mindful, all right. Someone who's possibly very playful in a sense, okay, in your future energy, okay. Or it could be you, but I really doubt it, okay. Of course, you know, Wands energy is fire energy, so that's Aries, Leo, and Sag. Could be one of those signs, or you could have it in your chart, okay. At the bottom of the deck, let's see what your overall outcome is. And it is very nice, if you want it to be, Six of Cups, okay. Six of Cups as the overall outcome, okay. So with Six of Cups being here, Cups energy coming back in, water energy, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, okay. You could be sharing again with this person or reuniting with someone, okay? Be careful if it does involve some drinking, okay? Just to kind of, you may do it in a sense of trying to like loosen yourself up a little bit, but be careful of vulnerabilities. Like I said, the strength card, have enough strength in you to kind of know what your limits are. If it is pertaining to having drinks with someone, okay, don't want to limit your, your focus or anything, okay? So the Six of Cups is usually talking about some form of sharing with someone, okay? Usually in a regular rider's weight, you see two children actually sharing one cup to another, okay? And so it could be in a sense of cups is talking about emotions and feelings. So kind of coming together to kind of share or catch up, if you will, if you've been separated from someone, okay, Geminis? So let's go ahead and get into the clarification with the Muse. We have one from the top for the Strength card, one from the bottom for the Two of Cups, and then one energetically from the middle for the Knight of Wands, okay? We'll look at the bottom of the deck momentarily to clarify the Six of Cups, okay? So we have, just came out in Virgo, the Seven of Voices again, okay? Then we have the Three of Voices, okay, which would be the Three of Swords, Seven of Swords, and then the Seven of Emotions, which would be the Seven of Cups underneath the Knight of Wands, okay, for the future energy, okay? So let's go ahead and get into these first two, okay? So, sorry, I was looking something up. Okay, so, strength with the Seven of Voices, Seven of Swords. With you getting the Seven of Swords being a little bit different with this combination, Geminis, I think you're having to find the strength to kind of find the positive in certain things, okay? You have different mindsets or maybe change in mood, if you will, okay, when it comes to this person or a situation. Because as you can see at the top side, there's a doorway to our heart space, okay? Clouds around her head and foxes. And then if you turn it around, I love this deck, okay? If you turn it around, it's a different version of her, okay? Maybe a darker side of her. So it's like night and day, okay? Yin and yang, if you will, okay? And so you need to have the strength to kind of battle going into a negative headspace possibly, or maybe making assumptions, okay? Regular Seven of Swords, it usually looks like someone cleaning up, okay? They're like gathering swords, and there's usually like two laid out, okay, or sticking up in the regular rider's weight, okay? So could be a need to kind of clean out your mental space as far as any negative energy, okay? So like I said, having the strength to press forward in a positive sense, okay, is where you are in your present, okay? So next in the past placement, we have the Two of Cups with the Three of Voices. Two of Cups with Three of Voices, which is Three of Swords. As you see here, someone is crying in the background and looking in despair right here, okay, behind this like doorway, if you will, okay? And so possibly in the past, like I said, this possibly was a separation or something kind of caused a disconnect between you and this person. A closeness or bond that you shared with this person ended up in heartbreak, okay? Or, like I said, some kind of separation, okay, Geminis? Point blank, period. There's nothing more, that really needs to be touched on there, okay? So, future energy has the Seven of Emotions with the Knight of Wands. Seven of Emotions would be Seven of Cups, okay? And as you can see, this person is looking at all these different fishes, okay? So, of course, as the saying goes, plenty of fish in the sea. You may be in that vibe in your future energy, okay? So you may be out here, just single and loving it, possibly. Or it could be hitting on a possible person that you end up connecting with, okay? Either someone from your past or someone coming. Usually Knight of Wands is signifying someone from your past coming back, okay? But if you're in the dating scene right now, then be mindful of, players, okay? That does tend to happen if you're, out here pretty much looking to collect new friends that may possibly end up as something more. Just pay attention to the signs, okay, of who you're dealing with, okay? So, for example, if someone isn't really trying to spend a lot of time with you, aside from the fact of like working, but if you're knowing all that, basic information of, what days they work, when they're off, because they've provided this information to you, but every time when you want to do something with them, they, will see type vibe is what they give you. And so for that, you have to take into consideration that maybe you should spend your time with someone else, okay? And that obviously they may be doing the same, okay? They may be spending their time with someone else. So to avoid, getting disappointed, okay, and returning to this, Three of Swords energy, just be mindful of those signs of someone, kind of shady or player energy, okay? If you've been dating long enough, you know the signs, okay? So just make sure you're paying attention, okay? The right one will come in time. Thus the Six of Cups, okay? So let's see what's at the bottom of the deck to clarify that. And we have the Ten of Voices, okay? Ten of Voices being the Ten of Swords, okay? Queen of Swords is up underneath that, okay? And so you may grow tired of the dating scene, okay, with this Ten of Swords coming up here. Ten of Swords is usually like stick a fork in me, I'm done type vibe. It's exhausting, okay, in my opinion. For me personally, you do have the Two of Swords up underneath that as well. So yeah, you will be kind of cutthroat in this dating world, okay, where you will pretty much be telling people, Gemini, like, look, this is what I want. If you're not able to meet my standards or what I want, or we're not on the same page, then there's no need, okay? And so you will kind of get exhausted with the constant repetition, okay? I will definitely tell you, in my personal opinion, whenever I've separated from someone, okay, I take time to myself. I learned from my past because I did not do that before. I was in an off and on relationship for like 10 years, and it was very devastating when we separated, because it was not mutual, it was just out of nowhere. And so I did not take too much time to kind of like reflect and kind of relearn who I was, what type, and date myself, okay? I've talked about this before. Plenty of people have done it. There's people that have, actually, a girl that married herself, got married to herself. More power to her. It's about taking the time to know who you are and heal. Take the time to actually heal from this separation before you go into dating. Okay. It serves well because you start reevaluating possibly your past, who you dated before. Okay. And then take those experiences and take out what you liked about them. Okay. In order to proceed towards something a little bit more healthier. Okay. So if you like someone, let's say you've dated people who have had a sense of humor, was, very stable, showed longevity in a job. Um, for me personally, someone who shows a lot of longevity in their work experience means that they possibly will show longevity in a relationship. Okay. How they operate at home, if you ever been to someone's home, or spent the weekend with someone where they clean, things of that nature. How do they operate in their living space? Okay. If it's organized, then that means they pretty much might have everything together. Doesn't mean that they don't have something hidden. Okay. But you find that out in time. Okay. But little things like that. All right. Maybe they're very outgoing. Maybe you like someone who's outgoing, or maybe you like someone who stays at home. Okay. Start pulling those things and kind of making a list of what it is that you want out of a relationship. And as you make that list, see if you actually match with that list. If you don't, it's time for you to take the time to match up with that list. Do you have time to be at home, or do you like to be more outgoing? How so? What is it that you like to do? Okay. Find new activities for yourself. Really start getting to know who you are again without being in a relationship. It avoids you doing codependency when you get into a new relationship. It also clears the space of allowing your new person to have a clean slate, okay? Where you're not comparing them to the last because you're sticking by your list, okay? Your list is who your new person is, not characteristics of your past relationships, because then you bring in that old, energy, okay? Because while you've picked out what you wanted, if you still think about who you were with that gave you that feeling, okay, then, because I've done this before, like I wanted someone that was kind of like my ex, but not all the way. I wanted someone who was like him, personality wise, but wanted a guy who was a little bit more business-like, who could hold a job, who had his own stuff, had his own place, had his own car, things of that nature. My ex didn't have that, okay? And kind of got a little bit sideswiped. Kind of got a little bit almost exactly like my ex. And I was like, oh gosh. And so, you have to be very specific on what it is that you want, okay? Focus on the things, you can go through the people that you've been with in the past and take out what you liked about them, okay? And look for that moving forward. You may not get all of it, you may just get some of it, but you're able to take what you get and kind of sacrifice the rest, okay? The rest may be what you need to bring to the table in the relationship, okay? So, that being said, let's get into your heart's oracle, okay? But definitely, for me personally, I took the break that I needed to heal from my last relationship. And it has boded well for me. It also helps me to, when I'm in my next relationship, to love freely, okay, and not compare them to my last, okay. It's only fair to that person because they're coming in getting to know you, okay. It's not going to just be, if you're going into dating looking for the next boyfriend or girlfriend, then yeah, it's going to be hard, okay, because you're looking for someone to jump ahead when you need to focus on where you are, okay. Focus on the moment, okay, and let everything else flow as it may. Because really, you have to consider how long does it take to actually want to solidify a relationship with someone. You know, you could be dating them for 3 to 6 months, and you really may not know them as well as you think you do, and you may need more time before you start claiming someone. Okay, for me personally, I would probably say a year to 2 years before you start stating that someone is, yours, as far as not in a possessive sense. Let me lighten that. Um, where it's a mutual agreement, okay? Where it's a mutual agreement between two people that you want to have a monogamous relationship, okay? Let me say it like that, okay? Because there could be, a little bit of possessiveness there, okay? I'm working on me, but no judgment, okay? No judgment. But 1 to 2 years is pretty solid for you to come out and say, okay, I think I want this to be a relationship, and give it that time, okay? If you're rushing to get into a relationship after you've just gotten out of one, you're skipping the whole friendship phase of actually learning whether or not if you want to be in a relationship with someone, okay? And so kind of avoid doing that, trying to jump in from one to the next one, on to the next one. It's very repetitive, and that's why you're in this 10 of voices, okay? So mind you, things can change because you have free will. You may change your mind and you'll avoid this 10 of voices, okay? This 10 of swords. So we have, like I said, healing begins. Number 6. This one is starting to become very popular, okay? So healing begins. She has this green aura at her heart space, okay? Rising up from the bottom into her heart space, okay? It's time to let the healing begin. And you possibly, Gemini, have a lot to heal from, okay? If it's not from just one previous relationship, it could be from a few, okay? It could be from a few. And you need to be able to take accountability for that. Some of the choices that you made during those relationships, maybe there was something that you didn't pay attention to that you should have before, and you had the opportunity to get out of it before and you didn't. You stayed in it because of a fear of possibly being alone, okay? So you have to take accountability for that, own up to it, and then just, make a promise to yourself of what you're not going to allow yourself to do moving forward when it comes to dating. Maybe you're constantly always dealing with a player type energy, okay? Talk to yourself, write things out to yourself. How can I avoid getting up with this player like energy, okay? Possibly you come across this player like energy because you yourself play a lot, okay? If you constantly always have multiple options, Gemini, and I'm not throwing shade at you, I'm just saying this is obviously for someone, okay? If it's not for you, keep it moving, okay? Now, obviously for some, and some people do this, okay? You say you want love, you want something real, but you have multiple options, okay? Now, of course, how can you find love if you're not going to be willing to have, multiple options? Me personally, I'm not a multiple options type of person, okay? I like to have friends. If I have friends, then that's fine. That means there's no romantic relationship between me and that friend. It's straight platonic, okay? No strings attached type vibe, okay? No ill intentions hidden, okay? But if you keep a bevy of girls, or you keep a bevy or a variety of men, and you're steady, picking between one of them to see which one can actually be a potential relationship, it's going to be kind of hard for you to do because of the fact that you're still dealing with others, okay? Like one or two others, okay? So you have to drop who is not serving you, drop them, or refer to them as friends, and start narrowing down who you want to be with, okay? Otherwise, what energy you carry is what's going the energy of that other person. They're going to carry the same energy, okay? So if you're trying to avoid players but you're a player yourself, you're going to keep running into players, okay? Point blank, period. You have to be the energy in which you're trying to receive, okay? If you're trying to receive someone who's really about making a connection and sharing with you, then you have to start carrying that energy too, okay? So, with that being said, let's get into your reading with this card. Healing Begins is on page 127. Your key words are release, heal, assistance, and hope, okay? Underneath that is awaiting results, okay? So it's time to get rooted, okay? And kind of grounded in a sense on, just awaiting, okay? Awaiting, a change, okay? Awaiting a change within yourself so that way you can have that change come to you in the form of someone else, okay? The energies around you now are guiding you toward a better place concerning dealings of the heart. These energies bring new information, new ideas, and new people to you. They will assist you in evaluating your current situation and help you improve it. Even good situations can be made better. What are your hopes and dreams around relationships? Be comforted that you're being moved in their direction now. This is a time of healing, a time to let go of past issues and move steadily forward. Better times are just around the corner. The letting go may include difficult relationships, the need to control, okay, the fear of being alone, or anything else that's causing stress and unhappiness. By releasing them, you free yourself to embrace the supportive energy around you. Allow it to carry you onward and let the healing begin, okay? Just like I said before we got into your oracle deck here, okay? So, that being said, let's go ahead and move on to the power of surrender to wrap up your reading. Okay, you guys are a little bit extended, but that's okay. Hopefully you got a message out of this reading today. It always helps. It always makes me feel good to, do these readings in a sense of, even if they don't resonate, but you gain a lesson out of it, that still counts to me. Okay, so I truly appreciate your viewership, Geminis, and rocking with me. Feel free to subscribe to the channel if this does resonate with you, or if you got a lesson from it. Okay, so one last shuffle before we cut the deck and get your last message of support. Okay, which you have, surrender your belief in scarcity. Surrender your belief in scarcity. This also came out in, I believe, Capricorn's reading. Okay, this came out in Capricorn's. All right, the universe is asking you to open to the infinite nature of abundance. In this way, you can remove blocks in your life and succeed beyond your wildest dreams. Okay, the universe is asking you to open to the infinite nature of abundance. In this way, you can remove blocks in your life and succeed beyond your wildest dreams. Okay, so surrender your belief to scarcity. Okay, believe that there is abundance in love, whatever it is that you are searching for. Okay, believe in the abundance of healing. Okay, so that way you can press forward in whatever it is you are trying to obtain for yourself. Okay, so Geminis, that is all that I have for you guys today. We do have 2 more readings this week, so until then, peace.